So, I bought a guitar 3 weeks ago, and I'm starting this channel to track my progress on it. And here we are. So this video is going to be my 3-week progress so far that I made learning the guitar. I've never played the guitar before. Maybe I've strummed it once or twice before, but I never actually learned it. I barely played any other instruments. I basically got the guitar for free, and I decided I'm gonna take on the challenge to learn it. So here we are. Here is my guitar. It's a Fender Bender. It's a Fender CD60 SCE. So it's got some electric stuff going on too. Not that I think I'm gonna be using them anytime soon, but it has them. And so I've been playing this a lot for the past 3 weeks. It has metal strings, 6 strings, metal strings. I forgot to tune it before the video, so I'm gonna tune it right now. All right, I tuned it now, so we're back. Okay. So as I was saying, I got this Fender CD60 SE, and seems like it's a pretty good guitar. It's got metal strings. First 2 weeks of playing it, my fingers hurt from taking chords and whatever notes and just using the fretboard. My fingers hurt, but I would say like in the 3rd week, like I just have calluses now. So yeah, I've gotten used to it now. Now it doesn't really hurt that much, but first 2 weeks, it hurt, and it still hurts. Like if I play long enough, or if I keep holding the same chords for long enough, it's not a pleasant feeling, but I mean, it's like fine now. At the beginning, it was a lot worse, I would say. Okay, so first thing I had to learn were notes and chords. I didn't have a great understanding of this before. I kind of knew what they were, but not much. So the standard tuning notes, this is like an A, no, E, A, D, G, B, E. And then whenever you use any of these frets, you change the note. Now, so for example, if I do E and then 1st fret, I'm not sure what note that is, but it's a different note than E. Okay? And then chords. Another thing I had to learn, which is probably the main thing when you're playing guitar, to be honest, is when you do. So a chord is a group of notes played together that sound well together, I guess. And for example, this is a G chord. And I believe a G chord is G, which ones are these? E, A, D, G. I believe it's a bunch of G's, D's, and A's or C's, I don't know. I think it's like two or three notes combined together. So when I do this, it's each string plays one of those notes. This is a D chord. And then this is also like an A minor. So I learned that like a lot of songs are pretty simple on guitar. There's just a couple of chords played together. So as long as you can know how to take those chords and you can play them quickly, you can switch from chord to chord easily, you can play a lot of songs on guitar. You can probably write your own ones. In the beginning, for me, even playing a chord like G was pretty hard. I couldn't play this cleanly, for example. Whenever I would take one of these notes here, my fingers would be touching other strings and it would like be muting, or sometimes when you play a chord it buzzes like that, which is not good. You need to, when you're playing chords, you gotta hold them close to the fret, and it has to be relatively pressed down so that you make a clean sound. So for 3 weeks I've just been playing chords, different notes, and I've gotten better at it, not crazy good. The main thing I would say is that I'm struggling with right now is changing chords quickly. And some chords I'm still struggling with. Like obviously bar chords are kind of complicated. I can't do those very well right now. C chord I used to struggle with. I still kind of do. But C chord is this, like first finger on the first fret, B string, middle finger, second fret, D string, and then this one here, whatever it is. You can figure it out. So this is a C chord. I can kind of play it cleanly now, but I would say last week I could not even play it cleanly. Now, it takes me time to set it up, but you know, this is progress for me, okay? Because I could not, I feel like it's still kind of buzzing. But yeah, I'm learning. It's still progress, okay? So now, the main way I've been learning and improving is just by playing songs. So on YouTube, I've actually been watching this guy. His name is Marin Music Center. He's really funny. His videos are really funny, actually. I usually just watch his tutorials, or maybe sometimes I'll just watch like shorts on like quickly how to see like a song is played. I've also learned that like everybody kind of like there's different ways to play songs, so there's not like one right way. Maybe there's an original way of how like the original band plays it or whatever. But there's many different ways you can play songs, many different ways you can play the same chord. For example, this is one way of playing G chord. So this finger, and these two down here. But apparently, like, if I take this finger off, it's still a G chord. Or if I take the pinky off, it's still a G chord. They just kind of sound a little different, I don't know. Also, like, this is an E minor, but then this is also an E minor. So same thing with songs, like a bunch of different ways you can play them, and then different strumming patterns also. So by the way I strum generally now is I usually just strum with this finger and I hold it like this, like an Italiano, and I just strum down with a nail, and then on the way up I use my thumb nail to strum up. I do have picks, but honestly I prefer playing with my fingers. And then I know some people also play like this, like they strum with all 4 of their fingers like that. They strum with... You know, this is like a common strumming pattern. It's like with your fingers and then it's boom and then boom. I can't do it very well, but you get the deal. So, okay, now I'm gonna get into the songs I've learned so far. So the first song I learned was Seven Nation Army. And Seven Nation Army is played all on the, mostly, the riff is all on the A string. So it starts on the 8th fret, and then you play it twice and then you go down here. Let me just play the whole thing. So I believe you play that, the actual song is like you play that 8 times, and then you play like 2 chords. It's G and A. I forgot which order it is, but I'm just gonna say that it's A first. So it's like, and then it's G. No, it's definitely G first. And then it's A, and then you go back. But then, so after you play the chorus, yeah, that's the chorus with the chords, then you play the normal riff, but then the second time, so each time you alternate, you do and then this one you slide it down. So from 3rd fret to 5th fret, you slide it down. Shouldn't make that noise. So it's like, I messed it up. I was supposed to slide down, but I'm just gonna do it again. And then you repeat that 8 times and then the chorus again, and then you do the normal version 8 times, chorus, and then the slide down. Okay, so that's Seven Nation Army. Then another simple song I learned is Smoke on the Water. Smoke on the Water is very similar. But it's, I think, 5th fret, then 8th, then, no. 5th, which fret is this? 5th fret, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, it is 8. 5th, 8, 10, and then it's 5th, 8th, 11, 10, and then you just like switch up the order. So it's like this. Wait, I gotta remember it. Yeah. So you go 5, 8, 10, 5, 8, 11, 10, 5, 8, 10, 8, 5. And I don't know what the chorus or anything is, but I just learned that riff. That's another simple riff. This one's easier than, what's it called? Seven Nation Army. But they're both cool. Another one I learned, actually I learned this next one I'm about to say is, this one I learned before Smoke on the Water. But this one is called Freaks, and it's kind of cool to play, I guess. I don't remember the band name. But it's on the bottom two strings. And it goes like this. That's Freaks. Okay? So, in the beginning, these songs, these string, like one note, like one string songs, they were like super easy, but like I got the hang of it pretty quick, you know? So then, I started learning songs that use chords. That was a lot harder. And I'm still not really good at it, but I'm getting better, you know? So, actually the first one I wanted to learn was like Riptide, but then Riptide had C chord, and I was like, yeah, C chord is not easy at the beginning. A lot of YouTube videos are gonna be like, oh, this song has 3 easy chords. And they'll be like G, D, and C. Bro, C is not an easy chord. I don't know. You guys, C an easy chord? It's not an easy chord. No way. Okay, so then I tried learning on Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Knockin' on Heaven's Door also has C chord. But you can play it without the C chord. It's not like important, but like it's also there. Let me explain. So, Knockin' on Heaven's Door is G, D, and A minor. And then you go G, D, but then it's a C chord. So you can just play like G, D, and A minor, G, D, and A minor, repeat that without switching to C chord. Sometimes I'll like mix it in here and there to practice it, but it's still hard. Okay, so I'm gonna play Knockin' on Heaven's Door now. So it's also, I don't understand the rhythm or I don't know how to explain it. Let me just play this and then I'll talk about it. So Knockin' on Heaven's Door starts with G chord, and then you do. People play this differently. Everybody plays it differently. I've seen it so many different ways. Usually I'll see like three down or 4 down and up. I've seen somebody play with 2 down and then you do 2 down. Let me just play. Let me shut up. Okay, so it's D, A minor, and then back to G, D, supposed to be C. I'll try C now. Boom. Hold up. And then back to G, and then you just repeat. So another way I've seen people play it, like a simpler way, I guess, the strumming pattern at least, is, man, my neck hurts. Is you just do 2 on the G and D, and then you do 3 down, 1 up on the A minor. So it's like this. Man, I can't play these small strings. Wait, let me try that again. I should have done C there. Let's try C. So it's like slower. I guess I'm supposed to be playing it faster, but I don't know. Even when I listen to the song, it kind of sounds like this way. But it's weird. I don't know. You can play it either way. There's different ways you can play the same song. And it's kind of confusing. But whatever. So, that's not gonna have his door. Also, as you can see, I can transition pretty quickly, I feel like, from G to D. And then D to A minor is not that hard for me either. But then back to G is like kind of hard. I have to like think about it because it's like 4 fingers versus 3. I'm getting better, but it's still kind of slow. And I'm kind of buzzing. Okay. So there's that. And then that's not gonna have the door. The next song I learned was Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Now, honestly, so far, out of all the songs I learned, this is probably the most fun to play. At least the riff is like really fun and it's not too hard. So let me play that. So you just keep like the bottom 2 fingers here. And then you start with a, I think this is an E minor or it's just an E, I don't remember. I think it's an E minor. No, actually you start with a G. I don't know, there's different ways. I think the song actually just was E minor, but the way I learned it first was like G, but then with this G you just do this E string first. So it's pretty fun to play. This one, so this was the first song I learned what a hammer-on was, by the way. So technically, I think like the recording of the song just starts with the A string. The way I learned it was like first you play the E string with G chord, and then so the next note is you play the A, open A, but then you hammer on to the 2nd fret. So what that means, you just like, as this string is playing, you press down on the second fret hard, and so that like this note keeps playing. You're not supposed to mute it. So it's boom, boom, and then it's the third string, and then wait. Kind of tired. It's okay, let's finish. Okay, so that's Wish You Were Here. The day I learn how to play Wish You Were Here fully is the day I'm a good guitar player. One day. I have no idea how long it's gonna take me for that. I mean, I've heard the solo is like pretty hard to play with. Oh my god, my back hurts. Okay, let's do this. Let's get through this. Okay, another song I learned was Country Roads, Take Me Home. I kind of forgot how to play it. But it's not too hard. So it's G, D, E minor, and C. And then it's G, D, C, G. C chord. Okay. So it's like this. And then it's back to G. How am I struggling with this? Country roads take me home. So that's that. And the strumming pattern is just, it's down, and then it's down, up, down, up, down, up, like so, like 3 times. So it's, and then each chord you play twice. So it's like, so this is the strumming pattern. So G chord, you do this. Then you switch. And then E minor. And then C. And then you go G, D, C, G, whatever. Country roads. Okay. Now the last song, Wonderwall by Oasis. So this song has 4 chords in it. And to be honest, this is probably, at least from what I've seen, this is probably, the songs I know, this is probably the easiest like chord song to learn. It's kind of fast paced, but the thing about the, like, especially for beginners, for me, one of the main things is that like switching chords is hard. It takes, like, I need to think, like, oh, where should this finger go, where should that finger go, da, 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 da. Wonderwall has 4 chords, but they're all very similar chords. It's not much movement going on. It's not like G to D and then to this, or like G to C. It's like a lot of movement. Wonderwall 4 chords are E minor, G, D sus, and A sus. I have no idea what the sus means. What is D sus? I don't know. It's a type of chord. I don't know what's the difference from D major to D sus. One day we'll learn. But basically, so this is how you play Wonderwall. So the first one is E minor, and like, so the reason it's easy is because these 2 fingers are always here at the bottom, on the bottom 2 strings, on the 3rd fret. I think I'm supposed to play it with a capo, but like, it works without a capo. I do have a capo, but I'm not gonna put it. Okay, so it's this, and then I think the strumming pattern is a little more complicated, but I'm just gonna try it with a simpler one. So it's E minor, G, D sus, A sus. Okay, so should I just show the chords first? Let me just show the chords. So it's this, right? You start with this. Then all you do is move your middle finger to G. And then you play that. And then you remove your pointer finger and you move your middle one, or you can use your pointer finger instead, but I think it's easier if you just do it with your middle one. And then you put it here on the 3rd string, on the bottom. And then, so this is D sus, these 3 fingers right here. And then the next chord is A sus, and then you just move that middle finger up. And then you bring this back, and that's E minor. And then so boom, 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 boom. This is probably the easiest like chord song to learn in the beginning. Like Knockin' on Heaven's Door, all the ones I said before, maybe like Wish You Were Here is kind of an exception because there's like kind of notes and there's not that many chords. But from switching chord to chord, Wonderwall is very easy. So I'm gonna play now. Now I need to remember the strumming pattern, but I think it's like. Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. Also, singing while playing the guitar is like the hardest thing ever. My mind can't like wrap around that idea at all. I try to like when I'm playing the guitar, my mind is already like thinking like where this left hand should be, and like when I'm supposed to strum and this and that. Like I'm already like, my mind is moving. And then I also have to think about like when to say and what and like how to say it. And it's like, it's not easy. One day we will get there. Okay, so that's all the songs. But then the last thing I learned about are arpeggios. And they're pretty cool. They're honestly very satisfying to play. And I'm gonna hold it like a classical guitar. Classical guitar for the arpeggios. So boom. So arpeggios, it's just like a fingerstyle picking pattern. And like a simple pattern is like you play the E string and then the bottom three. So you go down from, what is this? E, D, G, B, E. So it's like E, G, B, E, B, G, E, G, B, E, G, B, E, G, B, E, B, G, E, G, B, E, B, G. And then you can mix in, like instead of doing the top string every time, you can do like, so those are arpeggios, and they're pretty cool, like, and they sound really sick. Like I'm not even doing any chords or whatever, but like just this like sounds like really cool. I'm playing it really bad right now. Wait, hold up. Let's restart. Now the way I usually practice, by the way, is I usually just like take one of these songs and I just try to play it over and over and over and over and over, and then try to minimize all my mistakes. Like usually you might play a song once perfectly, or like a riff once perfectly, but like that doesn't mean anything because the next time you're gonna mess up again. So the whole thing about playing guitar is like, if you play it correctly once, that doesn't mean anything. You kind of need to play it correctly like a million times so that you don't fail like ever again. So so usually like, I don't know, I'll work or whatever, and then just grab my guitar, play a couple of minutes, play Knockin' on Heaven's Door. I'll mess up here and there. And then sometimes like Sometimes I'll just do like the chord changes. I'll just practice the chord changes. Try to speed them up. I'm trying to learn to play the C chord better. Transition to that better. My transition to the G chord is not great either. So like, I have to think about. I do each finger individually, and I know you're supposed to just like immediately put all 4 fingers there, but I mean, I'm gonna get that down with time. It's not that simple. So yeah, this is my 3-week progress, and then we'll see whenever I post next, whatever I'm gonna do. I don't know. We'll see. Probably post. I'll try to post a video every week. Will I do it? I don't know, but I'll try. I'll just post like some random stuff. I don't know. We'll see. That's it. Thanks for watching.